Hello everyone, I'm Jinjinx.
And I'm Tuna.
And we're the Monster Hunter Math Guys. This video is part of our Monster Hunter Meta series, covering the mathematically optimal builds for different weapons in Monster Hunter World.
In this video, we'll be covering the Long Sword. Also, there are a few different meta builds, so we'll be explaining each. We'll also be explaining why one is better than the other in a certain situation.
Also, quick disclaimer, we will be referring to EFR, effective elements, and hit zone values a lot in these videos. If you do not know what those are, I heavily recommend you look at the videos we have linked in the top right covering them. And we will be including the standard raw attack buffs mentioned in the EFR video in the builds for this video. Alright, so these builds are going to be for patch 5.1. We do know that the Xenogama and Zorogama sets have been leaked. However, neither of them are efficient enough to change these builds. So at least for the current moment, these builds will be sticking around as the meta options.
Also, to prevent us from repeating ourselves for every build, these all use Metahemoth. What this means is that they all use the Behemoth Armor's Master's Touch set bonus. That way they won't lose sharpness on critical strikes.
Exactly. Combine that with high affinity and you basically never have to sharpen. Alright, so this time we have another of my favorites, the Longsword.
Anata wa hontou ni baka desu.
I don't understand what you just said, but I'm going to choose to take it as a compliment. So there are three meta options for the Weeb Stick. Let's start out with the highest EFR option, the KT Fire Longsword. With peak active, this set hits 576.58 EFR.
That is a big number.
But of course this is with peak active, it loses 37 EFR without peak.
Hence the mandatory health augment. However, if you can keep peak active, this is the highest pure EFR option.
And the 30 units of white sharpness is also very comfy. It makes it very easy to maintain white sharpness the entire hunt with Behemoth's Master's Touch. Next up is a crowd favorite, the Divine Slasher. So there are actually two different meta builds for the Divine Slasher. Let's start with the highest EFR one. This set hits 570.11 EFR and has 20 units of white.
Now you may be wondering why we go with an extra level of handicraft here instead of slotting in an attack deco. Well, there are two main reasons. One, a lot of matchups on LS, you can either accidentally hit non-weak points due to the wide reach, or hit a leg, which means you don't get to use Wex. Also, since you don't get max might on Foresight or the follow-up slashes, it's very possible not to crit on those.
These two reasons are why 10 units of white are not a realistic amount to use on Longsword. If you hit blue, that extra level of attack boost doesn't mean jack. The next set essentially trades one attack boost for one handicraft to give you 30 units of white instead. This drops the EFR down by 5.55 to 564.56. This works out to about 1 damage per hit depending on hit zone values and motion values.
This is definitely a comfier build than the last one, but those 10 extra units of white may be wasted depending on how well you play, or your luck. The Fire LS is still a better option if you can maintain peak, but if you don't have the Fire LS or aren't able to keep up peak, then Divine Slasher is a nice option.
Finally, we have the one that is the best in a lot of situations, the Joe Longsword. This guy hits 561.79 EFR. Now, this is actually the lowest on the list, however there are two reasons why this longsword is the best in most situations.
One is the 30 units of white sharpness. That's a really nice cushion, but the bigger factor is the dragon damage. Like with the SA, the dragon damage is enough to make up for the EFR difference. However, similar to the Switch Axe, because the LS gets a raw attack bonus when at Red Spirit level, the EFR difference is more inflated.
So it works out that if you are in Red Spirit level, then if the Dragon hit zone value is about 10 to 15, the Joe Longsword matches the Fire Longsword in damage. And at 5 to 10 hit zone value, the Joe Longsword matches the Divine Slasher. Outside of Helmbreaker, because that move only has a 0.3 elemental modifier per hit.
This makes it a great option on monsters that you can't maintain peak well on. However, if you're fighting against Odogaron, Kirin, Val, Anjanath, or Nergigante, the other options are stronger.
However, the Joe LS is still the best generalist option, due to the fact that it is the strongest against the most matchups in the game. Now, of course these builds assume you have the decos available to make them. However, if you are missing some, you can use the set builder at honeyhunterworld.com to figure out what the highest EFR set you can make with your own decoration limitations. Alright everyone, that about does it for this video guys. Equipped with these builds, you will now be dealing max deeps. And if you would like to master the Nippon steel, then be sure to check out Nobu, Synergy Mygos, ID, Goblinov, and Kagero. They are all excellent longsword speedrunners, and links to their channels will be in the description.
If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like. We'll have new videos coming out soon on the other weapons, so be sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon to be notified when those come out. As always, if you have any questions or need clarifications, leave a comment. And if you want your friends to join in on dealing max deeps, be sure to share this video with them.
Happy hunting, hunters! Tuna and I will see you in the next video. Bye.